Okay, I call the meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Ms. Belisca. Present. Mr. Kaminsky.
Here.
Mr. DeSarno.
Here.
Mayor Morgan.
Here.
Mrs. Joffrey. Here. Mr. Kogan.
Here.
Mrs. McKnight.
Here.
Let's salute the flag. The public meeting of Borough Council, Borough of New Providence, County of Union, State of New Jersey, adequate notice has been given in accordance with PL 1975, Chapter 231, annual notice or revision was made in conformance with Section 13 of the Act. Before we go on any further, it is National Police Week. And, you know, there's been a lot of civil unrest in our country. And the police have been doing a yeoman's job. And I just, a lot of people just don't really acknowledge their sacrifice and their work throughout the year. So I'd like to have a moment of silence for the fallen officers of the past year. So if we could please stand. Thank you very much. I'd also like to thank the first responders, rescue squad, fire department. They all work hand in hand, and also thank them. So at this point, we're hiring a new police officer. Denise, if you could please read the title, please.
Resolution 2024-140 is a resolution appointing Michael Gellermini as probationary police officer for the Borough of New Providence, County of Union, State of New Jersey.
Can I have a motion, please?
So moved?
Second.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Belisca. Aye. Mr. Kaminsky.
Aye.
Mr. DeSarno.
Aye.
Mrs. Joffrey.
Yes.
Mr. Kogan.
Yes.
Mrs. McKnight.
Yes.
No, hold it like this. It's easier to halfway read it. I state your name,
I, Michael Gellermini,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution
the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New Jersey,
of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the
and
same
to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority
under the authority
of the people,
of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of the police officer
of police officer
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
The party of the sea.
And I see you have quite an entourage, not only your family, but I know you do basketball coaching, and we have half the basketball entourage here from the high school, and I know they think very highly of you, as do I. And thank you for all the volunteerism you've done throughout the years for the borough.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. At this time, all of you you have seen the main event, so if you want to leave, you can do it.
Thank you.
We're not offended.
Congrats.
There is a good presentation coming up about Unity Day. You're more than welcome to stay for that.
And I don't think you're going to be good, but.
Hard act to follow.
Right.
The kids are coming up.
They did great. They lost one-run game, but they hit a couple of good balls. He didn't pitch. They play tomorrow too, so maybe they pitch tomorrow. It's great to see, the community.
Good support.
In touch with the community.
Local,
Yeah.
local kid. Yeah.
It's nice to see a local
Volunteer.
Local funds.
Pioneer, as you said.
volunteer. Okay. And we're going to, who's giving the presentation for Race Unity Day?
We have our group of students who are the coordinators and organizers and running the event. They're going to come up and they're going to give us a presentation.
All right.
Actually, if you guys wouldn't mind, maybe you can go through and just tell us your names, what grade you're in, what school you go to, and then we can go from there.
I'll start. My name is Ab Sharma. I am a 11th grader. I am going to school at UCVTS Academy for Information Technology.
I'm Anjali Yanzan. I'm an 8th grader at New Providence Middle School.
I'm Eric Yu, and I am going to UCVTS at Academy of Information Technology, and I'm in 11th grade.
My name is Fatima Javed. I'm an 8th grader at New Providence Middle School.
My name is Lillian Yu. I'm an 8th grader at New Providence Middle School.
My name is Arushi Devate, and I'm a freshman in UCVTS, School of Design.
That's great. And we want to welcome you. I know it's not easy to come up in front of council and speak, but, this is also your council chamber, so make yourself at home. If you want to sit down and give a presentation, whatever you want to do, just feel at ease and, go ahead. We love Unity Day. It's gotten bigger and bigger every year, and I know I see Sunil in the back. And we started that back in when? Sunil, 2015 or?
Yeah, it's about six, 7 years now.
Yeah, and it's grown every year and been much better. So welcome and go ahead.
So the New Providence Diversity Committee is hosting our 6th annual Unity Fair Day, and this time we'll be partnering with the Berkeley Heights Diversity Council, the Berkeley Heights YMCA, the Springfield Unity Project, and Peace of Mind Yoga Counseling and Wellness Center. We're going to be hosting our event on June 9th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Berkeley Heights YMCA.
The program of the Unity Fair will celebrate the oneness of humanity through many diverse activities, performances, and speeches, including a salsa performance and a Bollywood flash mob. Participants will be able to enjoy booths from several organizations, including Guarding State Equity, the New Providence United Methodist Church, and the New Providence High School Diversity, Art, and Language Clubs. There will also be many cultural booths at the event representing some of the different nationalities in New Providence. These booths, including the Nepali, Pakistani, and Ukrainian booths, will have interactive games and displays, so participants can learn more about the cultures in New Providence. Once the participants have gotten the chance to interact with the booths and watch the performances, the program will end with a holy celebration.
So one part of the event will be passports, and this will basically be a booklet of all the booths. And with each booth, people can take this passport and go to each booth, and they will be able to receive a stamp after doing an interactive activity at each of the booths. And after completing of this booth, this passport, people will be able to receive a reward for it.
I'm talking about the food trucks that we will have in the Unity Fair. We will have an ice cream truck from Good Humor Ice Cream. We will, Neelam Indian Cuisine will be providing Indian food. The Brisket Guy will be donating brisket. And Jose Bagel Cafe will be donating bagels. This will provide a wide selection of options and provide snacks and food for many dietary needs and restrictions. All the food trucks are confirmed and will be there for the entirety of the Unity Fair. This will support local businesses because they will, of course, be paid for this. And we're lucky to work with them. They're very nice. And we're excited to have all these food vendors.
The sign-up link for the event is in the QR code on the flyer. We would have a volunteer recognition ceremony to thank all the volunteers who made this event possible by giving them certificates. Lastly, we would like to thank the borough for providing holy colors and printing access, as well as posting about the event on their website and the electronic board. Specifically, we would like to thank Nadine and Allison for this tremendous support. Thank you.
It is only fitting to have the final event, once again, for the Unity Fair to be a celebration of the Festival of Colors, Holi. As Holi is the final event of the Race Amity Day, we believe that the Indian Festival should come right after, once again, the Bollywood flash mob. The plan is to bring this part of the event to bring the center of the focus to the center of the area, which is where it's going to be taking place, the YMCA. We're going to give a short introduction to Holi and emanate the vigor and energy of the Unity Day, with the final words being uttered, which are Holi Hai, which in Hindi means it is holy. Music will be played throughout the speakers and around the perimeter, and packets of color will be available for purchase, as mentioned by. These colors will bring life to the YMCA and will end the Reese Unity Fair with a bang. Thank you. And once again, this should just be added. For the math club booth, the puzzle will be made harder.
Excellent.
Well, last time we were at the Holy event outside, you and I looked like a commercial for the wonderful world of Disney.
Yeah.
You know, it was
That was
great.
fun.
So, looking forward to
Yeah,
it. Is council in agreement?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well thought
That's
out.
great.
Well done.
Thank
you
you.
so much.
I had to miss it last year, so I'm definitely looking forward to the whole event. I just have one fast question. Do you guys have a rain date, or is anything to accommodate that?
So if there's rain, we would just move the event indoors to the YMCA lane.
Perfect.
I have another question. You said there's a registration link? Is it through?
On the flyer, you said?
code on the flyer.
It's on the QR code on the flyer.
So do you want you want to kind of get like a little bit of a head count? Is that what you want people to register ahead of time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can answer that.
Okay.
The YMCA likes to have everyone registered because they're granting access to the pool and the facility.
Oh, okay.
So it helps us, of course, but it'll be good for that reason.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so
Good to know.
the pool is available after the event, I believe, right?
Sorry, say
The
again?
pool is
Yes.
Show
available.
off the colors.
Yes, that's right.
Maybe the showers.
Possibly the showers before the pool.
There are some restrictions, the YMCA directors, yeah. We can't have holy colors in the pool.
Yes, no holy colors in the pool.
Can you just remind us of the date and time again?
June 9th.
Yes, it's Sunday, June 9th, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, great job.
Great job.
Thank you guys so much.
And Chanda, thank you. I know you have a lot to do with it, and I didn't see you back there, but thank you.
Oh, you want to take a picture?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me take a picture.
Alex, you want me to take it with your phone?
Definitely need a picture. Great job. And what's so exciting is 4 of you are 8th graders, so we have this for years and years to come. Here, you guys come in though. Oh, Shonda, definitely. Yeah, yeah. Cute jacket. I was hoping to hide. No.
Nah, we don't want you to
You
hide.
are not hiding. It'll be a really nice event. Thank you guys so much.
They don't have to stay.
No.
You guys can go. And then there was.
Yeah.
Okay,
Fun's over.
it sounds like fun.
Yeah, it is gonna be.
Okay, ordinance 05, please read the title.
Bond ordinance providing for various capital improvements in and by the Borough of New Providence in the County of Union, State of New Jersey, appropriating $4,029,989 therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $2,801,475 bonds or notes of the borough to finance part of the cost thereof.
Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, at this time, we have a public hearing on this bond ordinance and this ordinance only. Anyone wishing to address council, raise their hand. Yes, Alan?
Hi, Alan Swanson, 47 Overhill Road. I really just have a couple of questions. On engineering number 3, installation electronic charging stations, that's still just the plan for the one unit with two? And is it still planned to be over here?
That's correct.
Okay, that takes good, thank you. Maple Street, is the plan for what they're gonna do on Maple Street out there somewhere? I mean, I'm just curious as to, it's a big project, it looks like here, so.
Collier's Construction is still putting together the bid specs. As soon as they're posted, I'll have them up on the website.
Okay, I just, you're gonna try to take care of the flooding down there?
Some of it.
Under the planning on the Oakwood Park Playground improvement, I know that this was discussed and there was a little bit about the timing. Do we know what the timing is on having that happen?
Well, we're waiting for the grant to be approved. It has to be approved by the, I guess it's the state.
Okay.
They have to approve their budget before they can certify that we get the money.
So, you know, it's kind of like watch this space kind of thing. Is that-
Alan, part of that project includes a $750,000 grant that the rec department received from the DEP, but that is incorporated in the state's budget, so it hasn't been released yet because the budget hasn't passed yet.
Okay, so there's really no real serious planning that's happened yet. until
It's
the
planned. Yes, we already have a plan for it, yes.
And you know what the materials are and everything?
That I don't know.
Well, that could change, right?
Yeah.
It depends on the bond amount that we actually, or the
Exactly.
grant, sorry, that we ultimately get. It depends on what we get and what we're gonna put in. The scope of it, I think what we presented, and Allison presented, was the large, we want the big everything, and it'll get probably scaled down from there depending on how much the grant is.
Plus, it's Jake's, is it Jake's Law? Is that what it is? So it's specific to an inclusive playground, so it's specific types of materials, et cetera.
Right. Yeah, well, my primary interest is to just make a couple of recommendations in terms of the surface. I'm going to want, I'll contact them and find out where they are. It's to avoid some of the, there's some synthetic turf out there that's not so great, so that's all.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think that would be great. If you have recommendations for materials that you can provide, but again, just, I
I
don't know
was
the
thinking
facts.
that this was going to be like next year kind
Yeah.
of thing, so that's why when I just,
I hope not.
It could be as soon, yeah.
Yeah, so that answers my question, so I need to get on it a little.
Yeah, I'm sure Allison will let you know too as well. You know, there's certain materials, right, that may be required depending on the regulations of the grant,
Sure.
right, and things
No,
of that
I
nature.
did research it some when it came up, but as most of you know, I was distracted by quite a bit by some health issues, so I'm getting back in the swing
You
of
look
things
great.
now.
You
So,
do. Thank you.
so thank you, appreciate it.
Anyone else wishing to address council? Seeing no one, I declare the public hearing closed. Roll call, please.
Ms. Belisca? Aye. Mr. Kaminsky?
Aye.
Mr. DeSarno?
Aye.
Mrs. Joffrey?
Yes.
Mr. Cogan?
Yes.
Mrs. McKnight?
Yes.
Ordinance 06, please read the title.
An ordinance of the Borough of New Providence, County of Union, State of New Jersey, amending Chapter 220 of the Code of the Borough of New Providence.
Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Okay, at this time, anybody wishing to address council on ordinance 06, please raise their hand. Seeing no one, I declare the public hearing closed. Roll call, please.
Ms. Belisca? Aye. Mr. Kaminsky?
Aye.
Mr. DeSarno?
Aye.
Mrs. Joffrey?
Yes.
Mr. Cogan?
Yes.
Mrs. McKnight?
Yes.
All right. Ordinance 07, please read the title.
An ordinance establishing tree removal and replacement regulations within the Borough of New Providence.
Can I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second. Second.
Anybody wishing to address council on this ordinance and this ordinance only? Yes, Alan.
Hi, I just have one quick question. When I was looking it over, I guess it's not really a question, it's more of something that, to be aware of, where it states in there that they're not operating certain kinds of vehicles in the drip zone of the trees and whatnot. Is that something, I think it's important that if there's a development that's going in, that there actually be somebody going and checking on that. I know that we all agree that the issue related to the Lantern Hill trees and how that was handled probably wasn't the best way to do it. But it is an issue with development in terms of the developers not really paying close attention to the larger drip line areas.
That's not really accurate. DEP was sent up to Lantern Hill, and they checked it out, and they said everything was conformed.
I'm just saying that
I understand what you're saying.
you're not going to have me come in
Right.
and try to get you arrested,
But
I guess is what.
the code official does go up there and check.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay. Anyone else have any comment? Seeing no one, I declare the public comments closed. Roll call, please.
Ms. Belisca?
Aye.
Mr. Kaminsky?
Aye.
Mr. DeSarno? Mrs. Joffrey?
Yes.
Mr. Cogan?
Yes.
Mrs. McKnight?
Yes.
Okay, I need approval of minutes for April 30th. Motion, please.
So moved.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
No? So be it. Okay, we have correspondence from New Jersey DOT. And I know the applications are being processed. Board of Adjustment for 15 Cameron and Michael Mazaka, 41 Commonwealth, about a fence application. So I see Mike's here tonight. Might as well get this over with. Now, why isn't this going to the Board of Adjustment? Yeah.
Keith Lynch had originally denied the permit because it would put the fence in the right of way.
Okay. Mike, you want to just come up real quick and tell us and get it over with so you don't have to wait through the whole meeting?
I have an existing fence along Osborne Ave, you know where I live.
Yep.
41 Commonwealth.
41 Commonwealth. It's on the corner of Commonwealth and Osborne, and that fence is dilapidated, it's falling down, and I want to put up a new one. But over
Mike, could
time-
you speak in the microphone if you don't mind, please?
Over time, the trees, the Rosa Sharon trees, there's about a dozen, 15 of them. They're beautiful, especially when they bloom. To put the existing fence back exactly where it is, we'd have to cut most of those down. So if we bump it out a little bit, we can save those trees and put up a nice fence, kind of have a win-win of new fence, save the trees.
So the fence that you had recommended putting back, I looked at the document, I believe it's just like a 2-inch, what do you call it?
Space
picket fence?
Space picket. It's the
Space
exact same
picket
fence, except for 15 years newer, 4 feet high. In fact, my neighbor, we've all been measuring as we walk Snickers around town, but right across the street, that's 8 feet. They put up a white vinyl fence, and it's 8 feet. I don't know how they did it without getting permission. I don't know if they got permission or what, but they just did it. And obviously, I like to do things the right way, so I submitted the survey, and I drew a line. I said 8 feet, and it's been weeks. So I'm not sure I can get it done before the graduation party on the 22nd of June, but that's the application, I guess it is, to have that fence, just that line down Osborne, 2 feet closer to Osborne. 2 feet closer. It's 10 now. It would be 8 feet.
Yeah, the only thing is, if we approve this, then anybody else can do it. And I don't know if we can set a precedent.
Yeah, but also understand that if you were agreeable to this, you could express that, but he would still then have to go to the Board of Adjustment for a variance. So
Right.
you're not, if you were to say, okay, he's still gonna have to go to.
Well,
the
that was my
Board of
other
Adjustment.
question, because there's no way you get on that docket before your daughter's graduation,
Right.
or son's graduation.
I didn't think that was part of the process. I do have a denial from the Board of Adjustment, I guess it is. But I thought it was,
From the construction
they told me it was up to you guys, because it's
No.
your property, and I don't need a variance because you make the call.
No,
And like I said, it's not, it wouldn't be precedential, because we can walk around my block and show you 8 feet fences all over the place.
Yeah,
So it's not precedential, really, in my view. And it's to save the trees, too. I'm trying to save these trees. You want me to whack those down? I can whack them down, but we don't want to do that.
The thing is, the ordinance is X, and we're up here and we're supposed to enforce the ordinance. The Board of Adjustment is where you have to go to get relief. That's why you don't see any council people on the Board of Adjustment, because we have to enforce the ordinance, if I'm correct, right?
How did these other houses, like around the corner?
Well,
there's two
apparently
houses
they
that
didn't get a
age?
permit, so.
'Cause they're all big fences and they're.
Well, I'll tell you, you know, Mike and Danielle are I know them very well. Their daughter, my daughter's a senior. You know, Mike's a New Providence guy, born and raised. You know, I was walking around my neighborhood just today, right, walking my dog 2, 3, 4 blocks away from my house, and you know, I took 10 pictures of 10 properties with fences that looked within 10 feet of the sideline of the curb. Now, having a corner lot, I know being on a planning board over 10 years, I know corner lots are always an issue, right? Corner
Yeah,
lots have technically 2 front yards, right? And so, you know, the zoning board kind of, even planning board, you know, they handle those properties, you know, meticulously to try and make sure that we're trying not to burden the homeowners, trying to make sure we're setting rules that, you know, they can do certain things because they are a little bit more you know, held to certain regulations than other properties. You know, I know the zoning board recently, I was on the zoning board call for Wonder, like a month ago, 2 months ago. You know, they approved a 6-foot fence on Springfield Avenue with giant arborvitaes on the outside of the fence, which will grow to be less than 10 feet, you know, to the curb. So, you know, if the process here today is to approve them to go to the zoning board to get it approved, I mean, in my opinion, you know, I think it's in our best, we should allow that to happen.
I agree, Matt. I mean, prior to sitting here, I was on the zoning board for 3 years, and this was a common application. In fact, the one Matt referenced, I remember being on that one. So I think as long as you present your case like you're doing to us, I can't speak for them, of course, but they're all rational individuals. I don't know, Pete, I know you were on the zoning.
Yeah, I mean, I was on the zoning board as well, and quite frankly, I'm not understanding why the process is any different here than what it's usually. It sounds like a classic zoning board case. I'm not sure why it wouldn't go directly to them to begin with.
Because it's being proposed to be in the borough's right of way. which essentially is the borough's property.
Okay.
So that's why.
That
all this
necessitates it to
additional
come
stuff.
here first, I see.
So in
Okay.
other cases, it's the property owner owns
So if this
to
is
the
a
curb and this is
If
not.
it wasn't our right of way, then they wouldn't need to be here and they would go right to.
So if it was a typical corner lot or something like that, it would go right to the zoning board. That's what I'm familiar with.
And this fence is way back from the corner. It doesn't obstruct any views. It's in my backyard. Back, you know where it is. I mean,
Yeah, no,
it's
like I
not an
said,
issue. Sight lines aren't an issue with my fence.
So is the issue with the right-of-way that you're moving it 2 feet? Or, because
Into
you're
the
saying
right-of-way.
that you have a fence there now?
Oh, yeah, it's there.
So is the fence on the right-of-way, the current fence?
I think it's right on the right-of-way, I guess.
It's not in the right of way.
It's not in, okay.
It can't be right on the line. I think it's right on the line now. Just would be
Okay,
2
so
feet.
correct me if I'm wrong, then we're here to decide the right-of-way component of this application, not that whether it, that, and the rest of it will be decided by a zoning board. We're here to decide whether it should be allowable to infringe on the right-of-way. And to the mayor's point, he's concerned, he articulated a concern that there would set a dangerous precedent, if I'm understanding everyone's point correctly. Is that correct, Al? And
According, so on the planning board and zoning board, every application stands on its own merits, so you can't look at it holistically. That's why I mentioned the 2-inch picket style fence, 4-foot picket style fence, which is about as minimal as you can get when it comes to, sight lines and fencing. And like I said, the 6-foot stockade fence, which was recently approved. Matter of fact, I was just driving up Maple Ave, and there was up at the top a shadow box, 6-foot shadow box, which is back to back, zero, look through
Stockade.
practically, right on the sidewalk, right? I mean, literally up to the side. I mean, so like I said, each application stands on its own with the materials and looking at the property. In my opinion, I think it should be viewed by the zoning board.
In general, isn't the first, I think, 10 feet of everybody's property
Depends on the
right-of-way
width
for
of the
borough?
street. Depends on the width of the street, really.
So that would probably be pretty standard for a zoning board then.
I would, in terms of the 10-foot, I would say so.
This is unique because, again, it's a corner property, right? So it's the front yard, right? No one's putting a fence up 4 feet from the property line of their front yard, most likely, right? So, it would be the same case, I guess, if that was the case, if somebody wanted to do something to that effect.
But there would need to be an understanding that in the event some type of work had to be done in our right of way, that fence would have to come down to allow the work.
Well, we had a water main break, was it 2 years ago? They did what they had to do.
And I would also say, suggest that, you stipulate, right, that you wouldn't plant anything on the outside of that fence. Like I said, I've had 10 houses that I walked my dog today that the arborvitaes and they're growing literally to the curbs, right? So they plant them on the outside of their fences, but these are corners, these are,
Just like my neighbor directly across Osborne, they put that, to me, not such a attractive white vinyl fence. And you got, somebody from the town wanted them to put some arborvitaes to soften it up, because it's kind of like jarring.
In your face,
And so
yeah.
there's the fence at 8 feet, then they have wood chips and arborvitae, and so,
Paul,
so.
I'm sorry.
No, I was.
Paul, with the guidance you just articulated regarding, the ability to take it down if there was a need, would that be something that the Board of Adjustment attorney would explain, or you would provide that guidance to
I
them?
would provide that.
As a recommendation?
Generally, what I've done in situations like this is you pass a resolution allowing the construction, installation in the right-of-way with the condition that in the event we need access, work, whatever, they'll have to remove it.
Okay. But just to clarify, we would be approving just the fact of sending it to the zoning board. We're not approving the actual.
No, I actually communicated with Keith a little bit anticipating this, and I think appropriately Keith analogized it to if you're a tenant in a building and you want to do something, you need the owner's permission. You can't just go to the zoning board. So that's, a similar circumstance that we're talking about here. What you're basically saying to the zoning board is, if you approve it, we'll allow it in our right of way.
So I would agree with Matt's suggestion, allowing them to take it to the zoning board.
Yeah. I believe that, again, it's the job of the zoning board. If we're going to be putting opinions in, I think you should at least have the ability to go back to them.
I agree.
Lisa?
Yeah, I feel that it, I understand what you're saying as far as it being in our seat right now or on our plate because of the right of way, but I feel it's more of a zoning issue. And like Paul said, it would have to be stipulated that if we needed to get in there, you would have to take the fence down and allow us to do what we needed to do.
I've been there 25 years, and the closest we've come is that water main break, and Russell Davidson comes in my backyard periodically to trim that tree, and he takes the fence down because he has to. So yeah, that's not an issue.
Okay. Diane?
I agree with everybody. I understand both sides, and the financial liability would lie with you. But, I mean, I think I agree with the zoning board also, being the one.
So I guess the next step is
Without arborvitae on the other side.
Well, I'll let Keith know
Yeah,
because
let
he's
Keith know.
going to have to let them know.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I have this application here for the variance, so I'll fill this out and
Yes.
submit
That's it, yeah.
Yeah, that goes
I get
upstairs.
everyone within 200 feet or so, and I can
Letters.
certified mail.
Yeah, certified mail,
letters
yeah.
and send them out.
Yeah, it's fun. All right,
It's fun.
so we're done?
And I would say it's also nice for the zoning board if you do have neighbors that support the application to come in.
Sure.
I'm sure you won't have a problem with that.
And thank you for going through the process.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. It's the right thing to do. Thank you.
Okay, let's go to council business, administration, Lisa.
Thank you, Mayor. We've got Resolution 2024-141. It's a resolution authorizing the agreement between the Borough of New Providence and Garden State Fireworks for the Independence Day Firework Exhibition. This amount is not to exceed $15,000. This is the contract, obviously, for the July 3rd fireworks in town. Yeah, so, all right, I'll just keep, whatever. Resolution 2024-142 is a resolution authorizing the agreement between the Borough of New Providence and the County of Union regarding road closures of county roads for upcoming community events. Some of these events are May 27th from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for the Memorial Day Parade. That will be Springfield Avenue from Central to Gales Drive. Wednesday, July 3rd from 5 to 11 p.m. for the annual Independence Day celebration. This would be South Street from Gales Drive to Springfield Avenue. Sunday, October 27th from 7:30 a.m. to 7 o'clock p.m. for the annual street fair. This will be on Springfield Avenue from South Street to Livingston Avenue. And November 29th from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. for the Holiday Festival, and that will affect South Street from Gales Drive to Springfield Avenue. Resolution 2024-143 is a resolution authorizing the agreement between the Borough of New Providence and Park Mobile for daily pay-by-space parking at the Murray Hill train station. Park Mobile will replace our existing vendor for the daily parking at the Murray Hill train station. And just so that everybody is clear, this will not affect the daily rate for parking. That will stay the same. Currently, that's $7, and it is one of the lowest, just so everybody knows, it's one of the lowest of all our neighboring communities. Park Mobile is a mobile app. It will make it a lot easier for our commuters. There's a lot of our neighboring towns that also use it. It does have a transaction fee, which is about $1 per transaction. So, and if you looked at the prior vendor that we were using, they had a 35-cent fee, so it's a 65-cent increase, all in.
Every college campus
Yeah.
uses Park Mobile.
Yeah, it's a great, I use it, I've used it, it's a good app, so. And that's it.
Okay, affordable housing, Nadine.
Thank you. So the next two resolutions both have to do with the Baburish Manor. So I just wanted to point out a couple of things about what these resolutions are regarding. So the Baburish building is a 22-unit affordable housing facility that is located at 101 Academy Street. The land is owned by the borough, but the building is separately owned by a group called the Church Coalition of New Providence. The building was built around 1998 and is part of the Borough Affordable Housing Plan. The Church Coalition of New Providence hired a management company. They're called the Alpert Group, and they've managed the day-to-day with the residents since then. The building has housed our seniors and is a great place for them to live with convenient access to our downtown, the library, and our Borough Hall for great things like our summer concert series. However, over the years, the building has fallen into disrepair. Most notably, the roof, which is a flat roof, has had numerous issues over the years, and it's resulted in damage to several departments inside. The elevator's also been problematic, plus regular wear and tear on refrigerators, stoves, range hoods, microwaves, etc. In addition, about 6 months ago, the Church Coalition of New Providence defaulted on the mortgage. It was at that time that the borough decided to step in and aid financially using our Affordable Housing Trust Fund. This fund is something that had built up over time, and that is made up of our development fees, payments in lieu of constructing affordable units on site of developments built in the borough, funds from the sale of units with extinguished controls, and interest generated by fees. This is a separate interest-bearing affordable housing trust fund for the purposes of affordable housing. And at this time, we have approximately $1.2 million in this account. We can't arbitrarily spend this money. The borough submitted a plan to the state for what we thought this could be used for to the Council on Affordable Housing. And of course, if the money is not used for approved purposes, the state has the right and the ability to come in and take it from us. Once this default came to our attention, the borough looked to amend its plan to pay off the mortgage and make necessary repairs. So if you remember back in October, we had discussed this at that point. And the plan at that time was to pay the mortgage and sell the building for a nominal amount to another group who specialized in this type of building and management structure. We would ensure that the building remained affordable housing for our seniors and would revert back to the borough if any other use was suggested. The Council on Affordable Housing took approximately 6 months to approve our plan, and unfortunately, the group that we were looking to sell it may not longer be interested. However, in the meantime, it is our responsibility to ensure that our senior residents who live there have safe, decent amenities. So in addition to paying off the mortgage, we are going to be using we're going to try to approve to use $75,000 of the Affordable Housing Trust to replace refrigerators, stoves, range hoods, microwaves in each apartment, which is consistent with the amended affordable housing spending plan. I'm also aware that repairs are being made to apartments that were affected by the roof leaks. We will look to see what the next steps are in terms of who owns or manages that building, but what we do know is that that building will remain affordable housing for our senior citizens and that it will be a good, safe, and decent place for them to live. So with that said, Resolution 2024-144 is a resolution of the Borough of New Providence approving payment to Citizens Bank to satisfy the mortgage for the Elizabeth Baburish Manor. So originally in our spending plan, we had $550,000 that we had allocated. This mortgage is for $430,000, so we will be paying off that mortgage. Resolution 2024-145 is a resolution of the Borough of New Providence approving payment to Elizabeth Baburish Manor not to exceed $74,378.45 for repairs. And as I just mentioned, that is more of that money that we had approved for the spending plan. That is going to be for refrigerators, stoves, range hoods, microwaves in each of the apartments. So I don't know if that's all 22, but we are looking to improve. And hopefully we'll just continue to make that a good place for them to live.
Okay. Matt, community activities.
Resolution 2024-146 is a salary resolution. This is appointing John Ginta baseball coach for our summer baseball camp. John is currently the JV coach. So we welcome his coaching skills to our summer program.
Okay, Alex.
Thank you, Mayor. Resolution 2024-147, resolution authorizing release of cash bond for lot grading permit LG 2020-384 for 156 Pine Way to Onsetter Construction LLC in the amount of $7,501.29. This is to release the cash bond as a result of the closeout of the project. Resolution 2024-148, resolution approving partial payment number 2 to TNS Painting and Maintenance, Inc. in the amount of $5,500 for the project known as the Municipal Center Painting. This is partial payment number 2, which covers the painting of the second and third floors and hanging wallpaper in the hallways. The project will be complete in the next 2 weeks. We're waiting for another roll of wallpaper to complete the conference room.
Supply chain.
Yeah, supply chain. Just one roll.
Just one roll.
Resolution 2024-149, resolution approving requisition R2401000 for Hannon Floors in amount not to exceed $24,516.56. This is state contract number G2005, Shaw 23-Food 47764 for municipal center carpet replacement. This approves the purchase for the carpeting of the first floor lobby and the hallways and the walk-off mats for the Elkwood entrance, lower level hallway, and the elevator. Resolution 2024-150, resolution approving requisition R2401019 for Cephali & Son General Contracting Incorporated in an amount not to exceed $56,021.65. MCCPO number 6 for removing and replacing Belgian block curbing on various municipal streets. Just as it reads, it approves the Belgian block curbing restoration on Woodland Road and Madison Avenue.
Okay, finance, Diane.
Ordinance 2024-08 is an introduction. It is an ordinance appropriating the sum of $139,000 from the Capital Improvement Fund located in the Capital Fund of the Borough of New Providence for the purchase of a truck-mounted sewer cleaner and all required accessories for the New Providence wastewater treatment plant. Basically, this ordinance appropriates this amount, $139,000, from the Capital Improvement Fund to purchase a new jet vac vehicle for the wastewater treatment plant, which we all love, including all required accessories. The quote through Sourcewell came in higher than the anticipated amount of $560,000, $705.03. We have $425,000 in the 2024 capital budget for the purpose, and this $139,000 makes up the difference. Resolution 2024-151 is a resolution authorizing payment of the attached bills payable list in the amount of $11,610,719.06. Some of the significant items are for the New Providence Board of Ed May school tax levy, which is $6,994,977, $3,345,555.05 for the Union County second quarter tax payment, $620,000 principal payment on our 5/15/2012 bonds, $126,939.32, which is for Union County second quarter open space tax. There is $128,767.59 for Horizon May insurance payments. The library appropriation for May of $98,258, $98,258.08, and then $28,807.50 is interest on those May 15th, 2012 bonds, which, thank you for our excellent bond rating. That helps keep our interest payments down.
Thank you. Alex, personnel.
Sure. Just two resignations. Resolution 2024-152, resolution accepting written employment resignation from Janos Botos as a Class 3 Special Law Enforcement Officer. for the Police Department of the Borough of New Providence. His resignation was effective May 6th of 2024. Resolution 2024-153, resolution accepting written employment resignation from Emily Mannion as a part-time Human and Resource Manager of the Borough of New Providence. This will be effective June 28th of this year, and I believe her last day in office is June 21st. So I know the borough is currently interviewing for this position.
Yeah, we want to thank John for his service, for being a Class 3. I think he was over in Saltbrook, right? Yeah. And what can we say about Emily? She's been around a long time. She worked in rec for years, and she's done a great job in the personnel, human resource manager. But, you know, she will be sorely missed. She lives in town, and I'm sure she'll be around, and she'll come back to visit all the time. So I want to thank her. Okay, shared service, Pete.
Resolution 2024-154 is a resolution of participation in the Emergency Building Inspection Program. The Office of Regulatory Affairs is updating its list of municipalities offering mutual aid. This resolution allows the borough to remain on the list, allowing us to receive extra manpower if affected by disasters such as hurricanes or flooding.
Okay, committee reports. We got a check from the County of Union, from the Union County Infrastructure Aid Grant Fund, and we got $50,000. We usually get the $50,000. We really appreciate the county giving us this money, and this year we're going to be using it for road paving. So I know there's going to be a lot of paving going on this summer. I know the gas and water companies you're working with them, right, Bernadette, with Marie? And I think you said something like 20, 30 roads are going to be paved this year, somewhere in that range, which is unbelievable. We had, what, 53 last year. So, you know, this will help us out. And plus the Maple Street, and I know Division Avenue they're working on it now. So we really appreciate that county helping us out here. I went this morning to a ceremony where Citizens Bank gave a $10,000 check to one of our small businesses in town. That's Pollock Tutors over on South Street, and it's nice. He and his wife live here in town, and have kids in town, so I know he's going to be putting that money to good use in scholarships to our kids here. So besides that, operations normal, except for, I don't know if you want to bring up the road closures and things going on. Okay. Okay, Diane.
Thank you, Mayor. We had our Board of Health meeting. Hopefully you guys are enjoying and seeing on the website, on the Instagram, and on the Facebook page. There's Wellness Wednesdays, and there is also a series of posts about for Mental Health Awareness Month. Several items of note from that. There is a countywide public health assessment survey, which is also found on those three methods of social media, I guess I should call them. So please fill those out. It is, what did we say, May 21st that it is due? Something like that. So please try to fill that out. Mosquitoes control, we had an abnormally wet spring, so the county is actually worried about that. So, you know, no standing water. They are going to send out tips. Just, you know, be aware of that. And that's about everything. Oh, there is the seniors health fair tomorrow morning. And actually, kudos to Jen. She is working with the county, and they're trying to do more, or Westfield Board of Health, I should say. I'm sorry, not the county. And they're trying to do more collaborative things. So that was really cool to learn about that. Historical Society had their craft fair the other day. That was a great success. Cemetery tours are back, so look at their website and their social media for those dates. And their flea market is June 6th. And also, a local artist, Robert Enlow, who is deceased, has I'm going to take some of your thunder. There is a special exhibit at the library, so go over and look at some of his paintings. Actually, my husband and I had stumbled upon him at a sale, and so we actually have one or two of his paintings too. So,
I think some of those pieces are for sale.
Some of them are for sale, and the proceeds will go to the Historical Society. So, it's a really cool thing, even if
He
just
did a lot of artwork of things of the borough.
Unfortunately, those are not for
places.
sale.
And he gave me a few before he left town. He was an extraordinary man. In fact, he lived right 2 doors down from Alan, I think. And what a great guy.
Yeah.
And he was one talented guy.
And he left all these paintings to
Yeah.
the Historical Society so that they
Yeah.
could sell them, and, they're finally doing it, so
So,
it's exciting. So that's it.
okay, Matt?
Thank you. So, Memorial Day Parade. The Memorial Day Parade is Monday, May 7th. Mentioned it last meeting. 27th, sorry. That would have been passed.
It was really nice.
One person walking.
It starts at 9 a.m. with a memorial service at Veterans Park, which is very, very nice and touching. And then the parade will kick off at 10 a.m. Recreation's still looking for classic cars. If you have a classic car and would like to participate in the parade, please give them a call. Also, any other organizations or groups, get your information in so they can set the line. Fishing Derby was last weekend. Fishing Derby, one of my favorites. I actually went down, watched them put the fish in, saw a bunch of big, what they call goldies, right? They're the big orange fish. I was looking forward to catching a couple of those, but I think it was a little bit late in the season for the Derby. A lot of the grass had grown, which made it a little bit tougher to catch the fish, unfortunately. I think only a few were caught that day, which were prize winners. So congratulations to those winners. There's still fish there if you want to go fish them out, if you have a license. Also would like to thank the police and the PBA for sponsoring that, and Recreation as well for all that they do for that really great event. Planning Board Wonder resolution was approved, so we talked about that a few times. But next steps now for Wonders to submit plans and have our construction official approve those plans, and they'll begin building out the Wonder restaurant.
Is that going to be just on the first floor?
First floor, yes. And just lastly, a little selfish plug here. Just want to wish my daughter, who's playing in the Elite Eight for Penn against Northwestern. She's a New Providence High School graduate and a former Rebels lacrosse player, so cheer her on Thursday night on ESPNU.
Yay. Awesome.
Great.
That's awesome. We'll all be watching. Nothing new to report, Mayor.
Okay, thank you.
I think I mentioned most of my committees already. Of course, Affordable Housing, Diversity Committee was here. We are in the middle of Mental Health Awareness Month, so as you're strolling down Springfield Avenue, the green ribbons have the QR codes on the back, so scan a QR code and they have a random act of kindness. So something positive to do during Mental Health Awareness Month. But that's it for me.
Okay, Alex?
Nothing to report other than I really appreciate you taking the time out for National Law Enforcement Week. I have a good friend who's in D.C. right now and sent me some pictures from the vigil that they had last night, which was beautiful. And as you said, even the fishing derby, as Matt mentioned, the police department running it here, and such a great job that they do. We can't thank them enough. So thank you.
You know, it's unbelievable, the community service, you know, the community involvement our police department has. In fact, Jess, she's the president of the rescue squad, and they had the ice cream truck over there to show everybody the equipment, and Joe Everly was hosted that, right? The ice cream truck, who's a great community partner. And, you know, it's amazing what you guys do. And our fire department, we don't want to leave them out. And we also have an emergency management team in town for when we get flooded or any disaster, and they're like unsung heroes, but when you need them, they're there. So I want to thank all our first responders. So go ahead,
Yeah,
Lisa.
I was going to say, we don't realize, I think, us sitting on the sidelines, how much time these volunteers put in.
Oh.
You know, our first responders, whether it be the EMTs or fire. I was talking to one of the EMTs, Carolyn, before, and she was saying how many hours, like when there's, like on a weekend, they'll take like the entire Saturday or Sunday and go and work shifts. Like, they take so much time away from their family, from their personal life. It's really mind-boggling.
I mean,
And they don't help their
they
mother
sleep up there.
Yeah,
Some of
it's
them sleep.
amazing, yeah.
Your EMS does. Fire
Yeah.
is always on call.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's volunteer, like, we have to keep. we're
And the
just-
continued training, they keep
We
training
have to remember
and
that.
improving
It's just
constantly. It's outstanding.
Other than that, the Municipal Alliance met last week, and they're pretty busy. They're busy working on Every 15 Minutes, which is coming up. They don't want the kids to know the date, so I'm not gonna say the date. So yesterday, they, together with the the New Providence Mental Health Advocacy and Education Committee, they hosted Morgan's Message at the high school, and they collaborated with Scotch Plains. So this was during the girls' lacrosse game, and Morgan's Message is an organization whose goal is to destigmatize mental health for student athletes. They just want them to know that mental and physical health are the same. So not to have one over the other. And really, they got the message across yesterday. They had shirts, they had cookies, they talked to a lot of the student athletes there, and they've just been doing a really great job with that. Some other things that Municipal Alliance has coming up, QPR, which we know is Question, Persuade, Refer. They have a session on that coming up on May 28th, and that's going to be at the Berkeley Heights YMCA. That is if you don't know what QPR is by now, it's emergency response to someone in crisis. So it's CPR, right? How CPR saves a person's life. QPR saves someone who can save someone who's in crisis.
How do you sign up for that?
If let's see, I can. It's probably we can send a link through. We can post a link on our website.
Social media.
Yeah. I'll get a link posted. So that's May 28th at Berkeley Heights. What else? Let's see. There's an event coming up on May 22nd at New Providence High School, and this is a parent program. Joel Ingersoll is a world-renowned speaker, and he really gets to the heart of the matter with parents and kids, especially the high school kids. And his talk is going to really focus on going away to college and the way they word it is how not to implode, so, and just addressing some of the mental health issues around, sending kids off to school and kids being able to handle that on their own.
He's an excellent speaker.
Yeah, he's excellent.
actually from New Providence.
Yeah.
His family's from town.
And that's it. That's all I got.
Can I just jump onto the every 15 minutes really
Mhm.
quick?
Yeah.
Just another shout out to our police, fire, and EMS, because they all volunteer to do that program. And one of the things, because I've been involved with it in the past, one of the things that the guidance counselor and the teacher and everybody there, they're always so amazed and so appreciative of how many alumni from the high school are actually still volunteering with EMS and fire department, and it warms their heart to see them. Like, we don't realize how amazing this network in this town is. So,
And to you for doing the makeup. You do the makeup.
and we
every
always
day.
need volunteers for EMS and fire.
Well, the one thing that really amazes me is how well they all work together. And, you know, they just handle everything. And I don't want to leave out the road department. The road department's a big factor in that. You know, they close down roads, everybody works hand in hand. So it's really amazing. Then, and I always say, the thing that really shook me up was the judge and the prosecutor and the public defender. Wow, that really is an eye opener. It really is. So it is an incredible thing that they do. Okay, Bernadette, you're up.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a few things. The Division Avenue, as you guys know, is a shared project between us and Summit. The road was milled yesterday and today. The contractor has a few issues that they need to address on the Summit side before they start paving, so the road is going to be a little rough the next few days, but they anticipate paving early next week, and Division Avenue will be closed to through traffic during that time. Tomorrow, we have a pre-construction meeting with the county regarding the replacement of the Passaic Street Bridge. Construction on this bridge began in 2019, and soon after they staged the area, the project got shut down due to issues with the contractor. It's been in court this entire time, and I got notification that pre-con meeting is tomorrow. The original project was slated to take 12 months. That's 12 months of full lane closure between us and Chatham. So once we have more information on that, I'll share it on the website, I'll share it with you, and we'll get something out to the community. But that project is going to be painful. Just a reminder that the water main replacement began on South Street last night. CRJ Construction is handling the project, and fun fact for the night is that the water main that they're replacing was put in 1902.
Is it wood?
So it's no wonder we've had so many breaks.
It's probably pipe.
It has to be.
So they started at Springfield, and they will continue down South Street to Central. At various parts of this project, different lane closures will happen, and the construction is all overnight, but during the day, once they get to certain sections, there could be intermittent lane closures during the day as well. So just be aware of the signs indicating the detours. And last but not least, summer hours for borough employees begin the week of May 20th, next week. Offices close on Fridays at 1 from Memorial Day weekend through Labor Day weekend. So employees who normally work a 35-hour week with an hour for lunch reduce their lunch time to a half hour every day so that they can leave at 1 o'clock on Friday. That's all I have.
That's amazing, clay pipe. I mean,
Are we getting souvenirs?
125 years
Crazy.
that pipe's been in the ground.
Yeah, well, when you say it like that, that's crazy.
But this is what I mean. I mean, it's not only here, but all up in the northeast Jersey. I mean, all the infrastructure is falling apart because, you know, there's only a certain amount of lifetime for these.
Well, back in 1901, the
Yeah.
trucks weren't that heavy.
Right, yeah.
No 18-wheelers going down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised to see it on their flyer. I was like, ooh.
Wow. Okay, at this time we have public comments. It's an opportunity for any member of the public to be heard about issues that are not on separate topics scheduled for public hearings tonight, to help facilitate an orderly meeting and to permit all to be heard. Speakers are asked to limit their comments to 3 minutes. Anybody wishing to address council? Yes, Kathleen.
You beat them to it.
Kathleen Dolan, 12 Laurel Drive. A question about the Barabash Manor. So will the Church Coalition for New Providence Affordable Housing Corporation still be the owner of the building after the mortgage
Yes.
is paid off? Okay, so they will have the financial means to pay their property tax, et cetera, or do they not?
There is no property.
Oh, there is no.
It's a, yeah, it's a non.
The borough
it's
owns
a
the
non- it's a
land, so
nonprofit.
there's no.
It's a nonprofit. And it's.
Okay. Okay. And then, as we've been talking about, it's road season, so I think last year we were going through some ways of communicating with the public about what roads were going to be paved when, and also, so I'm wondering if that process is going to continue. I assume it will, that there'll be, the website will have an updated information about the paving and milling and paving, but also about the gas line replacement, water line replacement. Is there more of that going on? And will we also get information about when that work is going to be done?
To our knowledge, they are done with us.
Oh?
To our knowledge.
Okay.
They haven't indicated that they're doing any additional work this summer.
Oh, okay. So,
If in fact they do, it'll be on the website.
all right, so we talked about the fact that the gas line replacement project is going to be like a 5-year project. So are you saying that you think all the gas lines have been replaced?
They have
Or
not-
that
they
they have
not-
up to that 5 years?
They have not indicated that they are doing anything else right now.
Okay. All
It's
right.
their project, not ours, so.
Right, no, I
they're
just
driving
thought
it.
maybe
Yeah.
with all the conversations you're having,
No.
you're getting an insight into that.
No,
Okay.
unfortunately.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else? Seeing no one, I declare the public comments closed. I need a motion for items 1 through 15, please.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Belisca? Aye. Mr. Kaminsky?
Aye.
Mr. DeSarno?
Aye.
Mrs. Joffrey?
Yes.
Mr. Kogan?
Yes.
Mrs. McKnight?
Yes.
Can I have a motion for adjournment?
So
please?
moved.
Second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
No, so be it. Just want to, thank everybody for coming tonight, and are we gonna have a council meeting before Memorial Day?
It's the day after.
Yeah.
Day after.
Okay, day after? So, everybody have a nice Memorial Day. Hopefully, everybody will enjoy the parade and festivities.